Hey, everybody, listen up, listen up. I have somebody incredible on here today. He's been on my show. He's been a guest on my show. I have had the honor of being a guest on his show as well, his podcast, which is one of the number one top business podcasts in the world, Sell or Die. This guy is a four-time New York Times best-selling author. He has 4 books that have been on the New York Times bestseller list. His most famous book is right here, The Little Red Book of Selling. This thing actually set a record for the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. It spent 103 consecutive weeks at number 1 on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list. I have my buddy, my good friend, best-selling author, Mr. Jeffrey Gitomer on. Jeffrey, welcome. I appreciate you being on, man.
Thank you so much, Kenny. I want to just make sure that we don't get caught with our book stats down. I was not number 1 for 103 straight weeks, but I was on for 103.
Oh, my bad.
And yeah, well, I mean, it's an accolade all by itself.
Is.
My publisher would call me once a week and go, "Still on there, it's still on there." And then after about a year and a half, he goes, "I think we're setting a record. I'm not really sure. I got to find out."
That's crazy.
But I would get other people in my building subscribed to the Wall Street Journal, and the list comes out on Friday. And every Friday I would get the paper and open it up to my thing and just steal the paper out of there. But one week I had 4 books on there. One week the answer book was on there, the gold book was on there, and I forget the other book, but there were 4 books on the bestseller list.
That's incredible.
1 week. Yeah.
Dude, that's incredible. And I think that, you and I have gotten to know each other pretty well over the last couple of years, and trust me, the honor falls on my side probably far more than on yours. But like you are one of these people. Like I know a lot of sales trainers, I know a lot of speakers and authors, and so do you. But like, there are some people, and you know this to be true, there are some people that'll get on a stage and they'll talk and get everybody fired up and go, wow, this dude or gal's awesome. But then they get off stage and they're a totally different person.
I'm the same. I'm the same.
You're the same person.
Well, I grew up in New Jersey, and people will say, what exit? And I'll say, exit 1, of course. But I cut my teeth selling in New York City, where I cold called Fortune 500 company CEOs, and you have to be yourself.
Yeah.
You go back time and time again, you develop relationships with these people. You have no choice. It is, you're in a world that's completely different.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to be yourself in that world, something's drastically wrong.
Well, and I think that's one of the things about, what you teach. Like even on your podcast, I mean, you literally, and Linda and Barbara just shared this out. Linda, thank you so much. I appreciate anybody sharing this out. That just shows that you're not a cold, heartless, selfish human being. So thank you.
In a nice kind of Midwestern kind of way.
That's how we say it here in Ohio. I don't know about the rest of the world. But so
I heard Ohio State is trying to trademark the word "the." What the?
Dude, I don't know. There's Jennifer, your beautiful wife. So, and she shared it too. She's awesome. So listen, I what I love about you is that you're authentic, you're real. You don't like I've hung out with you at your house and you're like, dude, you can just sleep in this bed over here. And I'm like, nah, man, I'll go stay in a hotel. It's cool. But you're like, nah, man, the maid might wake you up in the morning. But I'm like, dude, I'll stay in a hotel. But but you're authentic and you're real. And you teach that. Even on your podcast, you're teaching that authenticity, just being yourself and how to build, a sales career and referrals and everything else. And so I had the intention of being at your you have an upcoming event. I had the intention of being at that event here in Columbus, but you've shifted gears, and I love what you've done. I absolutely love what you've done.
Thank you.
So why don't we talk a little bit about that? That's what this is
Sure.
about. Is talking about
Sure.
what.
Let me share a couple of personal things, though. You're talking about I'm myself. I learned how to be myself, or I learned the structure of be yourself from Dale Carnegie's books, How to Win Friends and Influence People and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, and Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. I studied be yourself. And then I said, well, if these smart guys did it, maybe I should, maybe my best way is just be myself. That way I don't have to fake it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
Um,
definitely helps.
I also would challenge you with a couple of other things. You've been in my space. You've seen my library. You've seen our home.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to show this picture to the audience today.
Lift it up. There you go.
Can you see it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. It's Thomas Edison. He's got the fur coat on.
Yep.
It's John Burroughs with the long beard.
Yep.
It's Henry Ford with the cane, and he's on I don't know whether it's right or left because I don't know how you reverse it. And the other guy's Harvey Firestone.
Okay.
So Firestone, Burroughs, Edison, Ford. Is
Okay.
that a mastermind or what?
That's a serious mastermind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think they paid for that? Or you think they just kind of showed up and shot the shit?
I would imagine they just showed up.
Bingo.
Yeah.
And the understanding mastermind has helped me build mine. The guys and the men and women that I connect with on a regular basis, we don't charge each other. I'm willing to have a group of people who want to pay to have me share my wisdom with them, but there's 50 people that I want to have them share their wisdom with me.
Right.
And they're willing to do it based on our friendship, not based on our wallet.
I one of the most impressive things you ever said to me, and I'm sure you don't mind me bringing this guy's name up, Harvey McKay. I said something, I forget what it was. Oh, somebody we were talking to said he knew Harvey McKay, or he went fishing with Harvey one time. And what was it you said? Now Harvey McKay is, I mean, the dude.
Yeah.
He
wrote Swim with the Sharks and half a dozen other books.
Yeah.
He's been like my dad for 25 years.
Right.
We have talked once a week for 25 years.
That's incredible, man.
So do we exchange money? No, we exchange ideas.
Right. Right.
Way more valuable than money.
Right. So your sales career, it spans what?
Started in literally the late 60s. I manufactured leisure furniture, better known in today's market as beanbag chairs. And I sold them in New York City.
Wow.
I'll share an example of a cold call. I have this big fur beanbag, can you picture, and I take it into Bloomingdale's department store. And I ask them, where's the furniture buyer? And they direct me to this fourth floor, fifth floor, whatever it was. And I knock on this guy's door and I go, can I come in for a second? Oh, sure. I said, this is a beanbag chair. Have you ever sat in one? He goes, no. I said, well, pop around, just see what it's like. And he goes, this is really cool. And I handed him an order for him. I said, just fill it out and I'll bring him over. And that was the whole pitch.
Wow. So there was no fancy closing and
No.
did he do it?
Oh, yeah. I sold thousands of dollars worth of beanbags to Bloomingdale's.
Are you
Thousands.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Isn't that cool?
That's
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sandy McNichol just said she's watching the replay. No, we're live. We're live. So, wow, dude. And so I know that you've sold well over $100 million worth of
stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Light bulbs.
After I sold my furniture business, I actually learned how to sell. Because I was making $1,000 sales in New York City. I think the biggest sale I made in New York City was like 50 grand.
Wow.
And it was to Abraham Strauss, and they freaking stiffed me. Almost
Wow.
drove me out of business. Anyway, because they went out of business. But then I started to manufacture imprinted sportswear. Other than the low end of the form is T-shirt, but we made ladies' tops and all kinds of cut to style, and I sold millions of dollars worth of those in Manhattan in the 70s. Everyone
Wow.
wanted a bribe, and I gave a bribe to no one, and still
Wow.
sold. I mean, my average sale was over $500,000.
That's incredible. That's
So I got
incredible.
to show a couple of other things because audience people are always interested in, well, where do you get your ideas from? Where do ideas come from? And the answer
Right.
is they come from observation and they come from inspiration. Observation, inspiration. What inspires you to do what you do? About 15 years ago, my buddy Rex Eagle, who does wire sculptures,
Yeah.
made me this.
Okay.
And I can't, let me see if I can put white paper behind it or something so
I
you can
can
see.
I can see it.
You can?
Yep.
Can you see it better now?
Yeah, pull it back a little bit further though. Away. There you go. There you go. Yep.
It's called a power symbol. And he made it for me. He just brought it over one day. He goes, "This is a power symbol. Look at it every day and think about it and draw it. If you draw it a couple times, it'll give you even more power." Like,
Really?
yeah. And so I do. And it's crazy. And maybe it's one of those like ancient myths or something like that.
Placebo.
But how many people have a fucking power symbol on their desk? Answer, not too many.
Right.
And I have the hotel that I grew up in.
Wow.
My father and grandfather owned the hotel. If you look down at the bottom, it says M. Gitomer, resident manager. That's my dad.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
That's crazy.
That was
cool.
in the 40s in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Jeez.
And I used to ride my bike up to the boardwalk every day because we were in the beach block right by the beach. Ride my bike up to the boardwalk. And when I was 5, maybe 6, I'm by myself riding up to the boardwalk in Atlantic City. I couldn't even ride a two-wheeler yet. I had the training wheels on the back.
Jeez.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I would go around to the steel pier, and they had all those things where you throw the balls, and you knock down the dolls, you put it in the ring or whatever, you bring around the bottles.
Yeah.
And all the guys in the morning would want coffee. And they would say, well, you can throw the balls, or I'll give you a nickel. Get me coffee. Coffee was a dime, so I got a 50% tip.
Wow.
So I'd take the nickel. And around the corner was a donut place where you could get 2 donuts for a nickel and chocolate milk for another nickel. So my breakfast was donuts and chocolate milk from the time I was 5 or 6 years old.
Wow.
Now, the donuts were in the window, and the chef would dip them in the chocolate and put them on a little train, and they would go around the window and you could see it and shit like that. So about 2 weeks ago, for the hell of it, I Googled donuts in the window on eBay.
Yeah.
And I found the place that did it. It was Mammy's Donuts.
Oh my God.
And on Pennsylvania Avenue, which is where we lived, and the boardwalk.
Wow.
Is that amazing or
That's
what?
incredible.
And so they give you dunking instructions on the postcard, like how to dunk a donut in coffee.
Oh my God.
So life comes full circle, and then you keep that around you for inspiration.
So I think that here's as you know, I created this show Breakthrough Walls, and it's a podcast and all that, and I created that to help people get unstuck. And this is my opinion. I'm just putting this out there. 99% of the problems that I've ever had, first off, originated there.
Of course.
Second, had something to do with money. like like, I don't know, man. I think that's crazy.
Before I talk about these live events that I have coming up, I want to share with you this. I'd walk home from college or drive home from college. I went to Temple University and lived at home. Temple was in Philly. We lived in South Jersey.
Yeah.
I could have dropped out of any school, but I chose to drop out of Temple. And
Right.
I'd walk in, kick in the door, and my father would go, "Problem, son?" I go, yeah, a little. He goes, "Anything 10 grand wouldn't cure?"
Right.
And I'm like, "No." And you know what? 10 grand still cures problems.
Right. Exactly.
And this was 1963, where 10 grand would buy you 2 Cadillacs.
Right. Dude, that is so wise of your father, though, man. That's so true.
Unbelievable.
So
anything 10 grand wouldn't cure. And some of my best friends, when they were either involved in that from college or in my first businesses, still think that's the best quote they've ever heard.
It could be. I think, is there any problem you have that 10 grand wouldn't cure? And that's the thing. So, right, for me, it's like, okay, if I have these problems, what's the solution? And 95+% of everybody that watches this is in some form of sales. Honestly, I think 100% of the Earth's population is in sales.
They just don't want to say sales.
Yeah. I mean, if
they
you're
may be in business development or some kind of shit like that, but it's sales.
Yeah. If you're answering the phone as the receptionist for a company, you're in sales.
Yeah. Some guy just came on from Philly and he put a thumbs up instead of giving me the finger.
No, that's my buddy. That's my buddy Frank. I spent a week over at his house in Philly. He's a good dude. So he's not in Philly. He's way outside.
No one's in Philly. They're all outside somewhere.
Hey, the Eagles. You're an Eagles fan. Frank has a basement that literally looks like the Eagles freaking threw up in it.
Got ya. You know, tell Frank I'm going to the Eagles game on September the 8th, the opening game in Philly against the Redskins. One of my buddies has a limo company, and his client is Merrill Reese, the all-time phenomenal announcer for the Eagles. So I guess Merrill gets some tickets or something.
Well, Frank sits on the field. He bought that really expensive seat right down on the field, and he actually hangs out in the locker room he knows the guys.
So privately, just have Frank
reach out to you.
Get him my cell.
Yeah, I will. I will.
Connect. I'll tell you this, on September the 8th, Sunday, we're having breakfast at Famous Delicatessen at 4th and Bainbridge.
Nice.
Frank knows exactly where that is.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does. He's one of my best friends in the world, and even though he's an Eagles fan and not a Steelers fan.
Right, exactly. But here's the deal. You tell Frank we can meet me. We'll probably be there 8 or 9 in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
We can fight over the check and he can win.
Well, since he's like the #1 car salesman in the world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he probably would pick up the check for you. But so you know, I know that, and again, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but I want to talk about the live events that you have coming up because, I mean, look, at the end of the day, people need to know where they're going wrong in sales. And I was thinking about this yesterday because I've been talking to your wife about all this stuff for the past couple of days. And I looked at some stuff that you're doing. And one of the things that you're doing is, has to do with referrals. And I don't want to get ahead of it, but I was sitting here thinking, I get a lot of referrals, but why am I not getting more is my question.
And the answer is you're not earning them.
Right.
And that there's no better way, because when let me go back. I had scheduled 4 live public seminars around the country.
Yeah.
75% of the people who called wanting tickets and 100% of the people who wanted sponsorships said, why don't you just do it online? Why are you going to St. Louis when you could go to Kuala Lumpur and St. Louis?
And St. Louis.
Yeah, there's a thought.
Yeah.
So we're going to do 3 live events from my studio in Charlotte.
Yep.
They'll be broadcast live. Anybody who signs up for them will get lifetime access to them online.
Yep.
So it's not like you got to listen and take notes or you're dead. You'll be able to have them forever. And just by the way, Frank, let me just one more shout out to Frank. I have to do this. I have my Philadelphia T-shirt on today.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know. People from Philly don't love their city. They love their city, and they brag about their city.
Yeah.
About how great it is, about how much they love I mean, they just totally love it. Anyway.
My buddy Brett Grossman, who I met with yesterday, he's over in Philly too. He's on this stream right now. these guys, and you know what? Look, I know you don't toot your own horn a lot, but I can toot your horn. You're a freaking legend in sales and sales training. I mean, I've written one book that's like a fourth of the size of most of your books, and I mean, you've written 15 books.
Yep, I just finished my 16th. My 16th book is called Get Shit Done.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's about productivity. Wow. It's about procrastination, and it's about profitability, and how you combine. You get rid of procrastination, you increase productivity, and you make more money.
Wow.
It's real simple. But it's I just literally it was submitted to Wiley yesterday in its final form.
Wow.
So it'll be out on the street before Christmas.
And I've been in your unbelievable home and your library. Like your library, I've never seen anything like it. And when I say library, people be like, "Oh yeah, he's got some bookshelves." No, he has a freaking it's a library. Like it puts some public libraries to shame. Okay, like when he said, let's go over, I'll show you the library. I was like, "Oh, we're going to go look at some bookshelves." No, this isn't like what's the company that makes the furniture, anyway, it's
IKEA?
Yeah, it's not like an IKEA bookshelf.
Bookshelf.
It's crazy.
Let's see, 5, 7, 8, 9. I probably have 25 or 30 bookshelves.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. Are you sitting in it right now?
Yeah.
Oh,
15, 15, yeah.
It's amazing.
I'll give you a quick look.
Quick look. There you go. I mean, it's humongous. And like you have books.
The lights go off in the back. You can't see the 20 shelves in the back.
I know. And you have books that Napoleon Hill that you've studied of Napoleon Hill's that, like, you showed me one book that is like I'm pretty sure if you open the case, a bomb goes off or something. But like,
right.
like you said, I think this is the only copy left on the planet, or something like that. I forget.
So I'm very blessed with. I've invested heavily. Some people invest in General Motors. I invest in books.
Right.
And because I don't want a piece of paper to tell me how much I'm worth at the end of my life.
Right.
I want to be able to transfer my wealth of knowledge, not just my wealth of money.
Right. Right.
And I think that's probably the most important part of it. But are you going to stick a link in the
Yes, I am.
Note?
I am. I want people to go to this link and get signed up, because you have, I just put it in there. You have, and let me see, I can pin it there. I pinned the comment with the link. So you can go to that link and get signed up for these 3 live events that you're doing. But let's talk about those.
Actually, what I did was, I don't like to just give an event and go home. So I'm giving 3 live events. And I'm going to give 2 coaching sessions if you take the VIP package. They're group coaching sessions. And I have a super VIP. It's like everyone's a VIP, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
Way better. But I have a super VIP. You get more coaching sessions. So you can decide what it is that you want. But here's the bottom line. I went back and studied $100 million worth of sales that I made. And when I went through them mentally and started to take notes about them, there was one thing that every single one of those sales had in common. There were several things that led up to that one thing, and that's what I'm going to talk about over these 3 sessions.
What's that one thing?
I'm not telling you. You fucking sign up for it and you'll figure it out. But the people, everyone's looking for an edge in sales.
Yeah.
Every single person is looking for an edge.
Yep.
And I created my own edge. I'm selling in New York City. No one cares if you have an edge. They don't care if you die right in front of them.
Right.
Oh, look at that. The salesman died.
Yeah, wow.
What was his name again? Okay, so they physically don't care. They mentally don't care.
Right.
So I had to create my own desire to buy on the part of the customer, whether it was a Fortune 500 company CEO,
Yep.
which I've cold called and made those $1 million sales because they're the easiest guys to sell. They're around. They're busy, but they always have time for an idea.
Right. Right.
Oh, they don't want to hear your 28 thing slide deck,
No.
but they got time for an idea.
Yep.
So I bring nothing. Nothing. I actually, I wrote a book called The Patterson Principles of Selling. It was about John Patterson's, the guy that founded NCR. I have changed the name of it to the Little Platinum Book of Cha-Ching, and
Yep.
I don't know whether you can see this or not, but there's the cash register. Can you see it?
Where? Oh, over there across the room.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's an old NCR cash register. It's probably about 100 years old. And, but that's, John Patterson created the first pull-through marketing.
Wow.
He never sold a cash register. He created the demand for a receipt in Dayton, Ohio.
Yep.
A city that's unfortunately been in the news.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is that I wrote this book based on research, and it's the only research I've ever done for a book. But
Jeez.
think about this guy's the grandfather of American salesmanship.
Wow.
He created the word think. People think that Thomas Watson created the word think from IBM, but Watson worked for Patterson.
Wow.
Here's another legend. No one knows if it's true or not, but it was told to me by the CEO. When Patterson fired Watson, he hated him so much that he set his desk on fire and threw it out the window.
Oh my God.
And that's where the term "you're fired" comes from.
Really?
Supposedly.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
It had to come from somewhere, so that makes sense.
So anyway,
Wow.
the whole Patterson thing was just incredible to me in terms of how this guy founded the philosophy of salesmanship. So I call on the company. They were already a client of mine. I wanted to write the book, but I wanted NCR to pay for it.
Right.
So I knew I knew the guy who was CEO at the time. I make an appointment. He makes an appointment with me. I go to Dayton, and I'm traveling in, so I have my drag bag and my computer case, everything. You know how you're told never bring anything to a big CEO meeting?
Right.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
Okay. I got all kinds of shit, and it's the
Oh,
winter,
God.
so I'm like in a big coat and all kinds of crap. Okay. So guy comes out to meet me, and he goes, "Can I help you with your bags?" I'm like, "Sure." So now I got the CEO of a Fortune 500 company dragging my shit into his office.
Oh my God. Oh my
And I'll
God.
tell you, at the time I just remarked to myself, like, this is how you're supposed to make a friend.
Right.
If the guy knows you well enough to drag your bags into his office, you're cooking.
Right. Right.
And I don't want to disclose the amount because it's not fair, but he called somebody, demanded that they write me a check right away.
Oh my gosh.
And I walked out of there with holding money.
A good amount.
Yeah, a good amount. Nice. and I wrote the book.
Wow, that's incredible. So you've had, and that's the other thing. There are a lot of sales trainers out there
Yeah.
that have never sold a thing in their life, or if they
Well,
tried, they
they haven't. Oh, Ken, let's be fair. They haven't sold recently,
okay. There you go. There you go.
and and maybe they were good at selling, but they may not be good at transferring their message.
Right. Right.
And so they get up there and they talk about how they did it, and the average person in the audience doesn't give a shit how you did it.
But
They only want
my point is more that you've done it.
Yeah.
You've had boots on the ground, knocking on the doors,
Yeah.
going door to door, cold calling a CEO, all of that stuff. You've done it, hands on.
Correct. And all the stuff that I write about is based on that. I don't ask 3,000 people. I've interviewed 3,000 salespeople.
Right.
Fuck all that. I don't want to talk to people that have car payments.
Right.
I want to talk to people that are running companies that can make a purchase. Right. I want to talk to people that can make a purchase.
You said they have car payments. Oh my gosh. Which is like 99.9% of the world.
Think about it. I want a person who can stroke an order.
Yeah.
And that's the person that I write about.
So I'm going to see if I can pop up on the screen the web page for what you're doing. Is that all right?
Sure.
Let me see if I can do this. Oh, snap, I did it. So this is the page that if you click on the link that I just posted in there, you'll go to this page. Discover my 7-figure sales formula without having to bust your ass 24/7. That's I think so many people are like, oh my God, yeah. if you just work 24 hours a day, you can get rich. And that's not necessarily true.
We differ in our definition of the word rich.
Well, you know what I mean.
Just like right? Some guys say that if they self-publish a book, they can make a lot more money. And I tell them that we differ in our definition of the words a lot.
Right. Right.
They make better margin, but they don't make more gross money.
Right. Right.
So what we've done on this website is we've created the definition of what's going to take place in these 3 events.
Right.
And so I have a formula, not a system. And my formula for making the sale includes creativity, which most people don't ever teach because they don't know how. Right. And I'm going to give people an example of how I used creativity specifically and how they can use the same thing. But I talk about the foundational things, the fundamental things of attitude and belief. And then I talk about, okay, I'm done. How do I keep my relationship with this guy so I can earn referrals?
Right.
That's the deal.
That's it. So it's the September 12th, September 25th, and October 17th. You're doing 3 different live seminars. First one is on the $1 million sales process. No BS belief system is the second one. Magnetic referral method is the third one. And then there's live group coaching sessions. And so in the VIP level, you get all 3 virtual seminars. You get 2 group coaching video sessions, I assume, on Zoom.
Yep.
Okay. Lifetime access.
By the way, for those of you who are watching this on Skype, Zoom is just like Skype, except Zoom works.
Right. So lifetime access to the seminar, right. So they can go in and replay it over and over and over as many times
in
their
car want. On their way to say, pick the 10 segments that you love the most, make your own podcast out of it on your phone, and play it back to yourself whenever you want.
Right. And then lifetime access to workbook materials as well. So there's a workbook that goes with it?
Yep.
Nice, man. And then the super VIP, you get all 3 virtual seminars, 4 group coaching sessions.
Yeah.
Plus a top performer leadership event. What is that?
A lot of sales leaders have a job that they were never trained for.
Okay.
Companies will pluck the best sales guy and make him or her the leader.
Right.
with no understanding um, of how to do it any other way.
Right.
They don't know how to lead. They don't. All they know how to do is sell.
Right.
And so I'm going to create an understanding of what it takes to lead a sales team.
Gotcha.
Not just lead them, recruit them, train them, retain them, and teach them to be winners.
Wow.
Now, if you're a sales guy and you're thinking, well, that's not for me because I'm not a sales leader, that's bullshit, dude. At some point, if you go crazy, they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you to be the leader.
Wow. Now,
and if you're prepared to do it, you'll have lifetime access to it.
And I want to make a point about something that I think it's an important point to make. If I wanted to hire you to be my coach, and I just called you because I have your cell phone number,
right?
But if I called you and said, Jeffrey, I want to hire you to be my coach, how much is that?
It depends on what you want, but typically it's $5,000 an hour.
Right.
And I'll divide that into 2 half-hour segments.
Right.
That's typical.
So for a 1 hour coaching session with you, it's $5,000.
Right.
And you'll be able to impart your entire 40-year sales career in that 1 hour.
I'll be able to answer your questions whatever time, whatever
I know.
time.
But my point,
people come for the day. People come for the day. That's $25,000.
Yeah.
And you can come in the night before, have dinner, spend all day, studio, podcast, whatever, 25,000. Stay overnight, not at my place, but at the hotel down the street. So you get full thing, and I'd even have breakfast with you the next morning. You fly out.
Yeah.
And people do. People
Sure.
show up, and they hang out for the day, and it's total fun.
And
I library. I'll do a podcast with you. I'll show you how to do your own podcast. I'll talk to you about how to write a book. Whatever you want. You give me your because I'm sales Santa Claus.
Right.
So you give me your what do you want list, and I'll give you the answers.
So I think, and so with that, look, they could spend $25,000 and do all that, or $5,000 and get an hour of your time, or 30 minutes a pop. But here's the thing: for $1,400, they can have you forever.
Right, exactly.
They can, and they can be involved in the group coaching session where you're going to answer people's questions. You're going to help people on this.
That's going to probably go up on a private Facebook page at the end.
Yeah.
Where people can interact with each other.
Right. And so
there'll be a lot of people on it, but the bottom line is it's for the group. You're going to submit your questions in advance.
Right.
I'll answer every question that's submitted, no matter how long it takes. And then we'll, go from there. I'm even going to probably do Q&A at the end of each one of these live sessions.
And Jen was telling me that that in the group coaching, when if I submit a question, you're like, okay, we got Ken Walls that we're going to answer his question. You're going to unmute Ken and bring him on and coach him live.
If we're able to, yes, we'll do that.
Okay, I got you. So
I don't know what technology is for that. I don't want to make a promise for that, but I think we can do that. It's called hot seat.
Yeah. Right. So you're doing all of this for, the low level is only $497.
Right.
People need to understand the value of that. That's
right. Exactly.
Because to hire you to come and speak at an event is definitely not $25,000.
No.
Right? So without getting into all your speaking fees, but you've spoken at thousands and thousands of these conferences, right?
About 2,500.
That's insane.
Now, let me share something with you forget my fee, forget 2,500 events. I've never made one sales call to book any of those events. Every single place that I've spoken for the last 25 years has called me first.
Wow.
That's the wow.
That's the wow.
I put my information out into the world. I write every week. I blog, I have website, I have books in the marketplace, and people pick up the book or they read my stuff and they call.
Yeah.
Wow, let's get.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome.
It's totally crazy.
So, and I have spent time with you personally, and I without sounding like I'm blowing hot air up your skirt, like you are one of the most wise people that I know. You are probably how do I say, I'm not a great writer yet. So, one of the most well-versed people on the planet when it comes to Napoleon Hill's knowledge.
Yes.
Like you are.
Yeah, I'm a student. I'm a writer, but I'm a student writer. If you've listened to Jim Rohn for 20 years, which I have, he says if you want to get great at anything, just study it.
That's right.
So I'll share something that I very rarely share. When I joined the National Speakers Association in 1994, my father mentor of the National Speakers Association is a guy named Ty Boyd, who was the voice of Charlotte, the golden voice of Charlotte, when he started to give speeches all around the country. And he's in the Hall of Fame and all the other crap. His success was instrumental in building my kingdom. I on accident wrote 2 columns about him, and I said, hey, if you want Ty Boyd's 51 ways to get closer to your customer, just fax me back your letterhead with the words Ty Boyd on it, and I'll send it back to you. We had 300 faxes the first day.
Oh my God.
No. 20 years later, almost, I still get at least 1 or 2 faxes a year from somewhere in the world wanting Ty Boyd's 51 ways. And I call him up and I go, Ty, guess what? I got it.
Oh my God, you got it.
But that's how fast, Ken, the internet has created this plethora of information that's just absolutely unbelievably ending.
Right.
You get bad shit put up about you on the internet, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't.
But if you get good shit up there, it doesn't go away either.
Right.
So it's somewhat, I figured out it's so much easier to say good things.
That's
and I tried to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going to, I want to read this paragraph off your page. It says, I've gone back and done a deep dive study into my last 40 years of selling, and I've uncovered exactly how I was able to create an irresistible competitive advantage in every sale I made, no matter what the industry, no matter what I was selling. This is something that I've never spoken or written about before.
Correct.
These are my personal selling secrets. And in this 3-part series, I'm going to show you how you can apply them in your own sales job or business. I'm just going to put that in there for unstoppable sales success. That's insane, man. Like
everyone's looking for the edge. Everyone, in a boom economy that we're in, competition is actually stiffer than in a shitty economy.
Yeah.
Because all kinds of people are coming in to try to make a few bucks. It's like when a hurricane hits in a city, all of a sudden every roofer in the world shows up from everywhere.
Right.
So, and you look at the blueprint in the city and go, well, there's plenty of business here. Yeah, but there's plenty of competition.
Right.
And you have to understand how you can get around your competitor something other than price.
Yep.
This is the killer app, because if you're selling me something for $50,000, decide, well, in order to make this, I got to do it for 45. $5,000 comes right out of your pocket.
Yes.
There's nothing in the middle. It's $1,000 that you're willing to, because you have no reason to differentiate or there's no discernment between you and the person who's selling the same kind of copier, the same kind of car, the same kind of insurance, the same kind of anything, and differentiate it.
I totally agree, and I personally have lost deals because of that exact reason.
Right. So
Or I've lost money because I laid down and took it. Right?
No, I'll tell you, I'm doing a Facebook Live pretty much every day until the first event. And my Facebook Live today is going to start out by saying, why do you lose sales?
Yeah.
And it makes every salesperson squirm.
Yep.
Because every person, male, female, or undetermined.
Yeah. It's
the world we live in.
Oh, jeez. We went there? No, let's not go there.
Sorry. Every male or female who's in sales has lost a sale, and it pissed them off.
Yep.
Because they know they should have won it.
Yes.
But they didn't put the elements in to make it so irresistible that the customer would buy from them instead of the people they hate.
So you're saying there is a strategic way to ensure that you don't.
Yes, there's a formula.
Wow.
Okay, now, this is also pretty interesting. You have to understand the sciences of it. People think selling's an art. Nothing's further from the truth. It's a science. And I'm going to talk about the science of creativity so that you're not going to get it all at once. I can't give you the Vulcan mind map. It's like there's some things you can do and some things you can't do, and that's one of them.
Right.
But I'm going to give you an insight using a creative process that works. It totally works.
That's awesome.
I just did a seminar for a bunch of electrical contractors. And I said, I'd like everyone to take out their business card and just kind of show it to the person behind them. So they give their card to somebody else. I said, now, the card you got, I want you to look at it. If the card is a piece of shit, I want you to tear it in half.
Right.
Yeah. Come on. Your card, I'm the best guy in the entire state of Ohio, and if you don't believe me, here's my piece of shit business card to prove it.
Right. That's true.
Why? Come on. So I shared an idea with them. And the idea I shared, have you ever seen that small container of little screws? There's Phillips head, there's straight heads, and they got the little round tops. Everyone has them.
Yeah.
Or almost everyone has them. You use it to fix your eyeglasses or a small little screw or something in the back of your computer. Okay. So you can buy those for $5 now in China.
Yeah. Right.
You put a statement in there, say these are for unscrewing the plate of your light switch.
Right.
But don't you dare touch a wire without calling me.
Right.
And the guy's phone number's in there. Now, what do you think's going to happen when that customer gets that set of screwdrivers?
Yep.
Are they going to keep them?
Of course.
I've had mine for 20 years.
Yeah. Wow.
And you know what the thing is? They probably cost me $5 years ago.
Wow.
They're still $5. Wow. Okay, but I'm never going to throw it away. I'm probably going to show it to other people. Probably.
Yep.
Yeah, my electrician won't let me touch a wire.
That's brilliant,
Think about it. Okay, exactly. And all I did was apply the principle that I'm going to teach.
Wow.
Anybody can do it. Even if you're stupid, you can do it. So for all you stupid salespeople out there, this is for you.
So this is, I'm going to cover this real quick because I've got the page back up now. Here's how it all breaks down. Seminar 1, $1 million sales process, is September 12th, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time plus Q&A. This is where you uncover the exact strategies you personally use to make more than $100 million in sales over my 40-year career.
Tell me that's not a cool number, though, by the way.
That's an unbelievable.
There's no bullshit there.
I mean, that's the thing is people don't People don't. Jason Hallen said, "I'm in then. Stupid describes me well." Jason's a good friend of mine. He's a buddy. He's a good dude. So, seminar 2 is the no bullshit belief system. This seminar will kick your ass into success. Every salesperson thinks they need motivation, but what they really need is inspiration and a game plan they can take action on. I believe in creating your own luck. Here's where I'll go into the details of how to do it. And then the third one is on October 17th, and that is magnetic referral method. When you get a referral, it's more than a sales lead. It's also a report card. Amen. You've heard that the most powerful sales lead on the planet is a referral, but how the hell do you get them? So you're going to be teaching that as well.
Yep.
And it's not just so everybody is clear. Just so everybody is clear, it's not just a live seminar that you're going to see. There's also, if you get VIP level, you get 2 coaching sessions in a group environment, group coaching. And then if you are super VIP, you get 4 group coaching sessions plus a mastermind thing that you're doing on top of that, right? Or what's they call it, a top performance leadership event that you'll be doing as well.
Yeah. And I'm going to talk about, what's the difference between the Bobby Knight strategy for coaching,
right,
and strategy for sales coaching.
Right.
Why is Mike Krzyzewski going in the Hall of Fame and some other dude just gets fired from his job for, his record was 10-19.
Yeah.
4 years in a row.
And you know why?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so you're going to teach all of this. Again, you are somebody at some point coined a phrase calling you the king of sales.
Correct.
You've been doing this for 40 years, training people all over the world. You're one of my heroes and mentors, and I think anybody that doesn't get signed up for this has something wrong with them.
They're wasting an opportunity. What I'm trying to give people is a competitive edge.
Yeah.
So that when they go into a sales call, they're not scared.
Right.
And the thing that they don't do is lower their price.
Right.
And my dad had a sales guy in my manufactured kitchen cabinets and countertops. And this guy was one of the nicest people on the planet. He said, and one day I'm in his office, he goes, when I make a sale, I go in and I discount the whole thing as much as I possibly can from the very beginning. And I thought to myself, this guy's an idiot. I mean, he's just an idiot. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
So I told my dad. And they're all dead now. I mean, I can passed on. And we're really friends. We were great friends. Every day I had coffee and, cinnamon buns in the morning from the bakery and, but he sucked. And so that's when I realized that my life was to make a profit. Why would I give my profit away just to make a sale?
Amen. I agree with you.
This one out.
Huh?
It's okay now.
Yeah, I'm getting feedback. Our audio's gotten a little wonky here in the last 10 minutes. I don't know why.
I do. I know why.
Why?
Type.
It happens on Zoom too. So, but
yeah.
and we've been on here for a while. I want everybody, to understand the value that, because these are 3 live online seminars. You are paid tens of thousands of dollars, if not more, to speak at these live events, and now you're taking all of this and you're wrapping it up into 3 live seminars that you're going to be doing on September 12th, 25th, and October 17th. and they're
Just go to the web. Just click on the link that you put up. They'll see
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and it's pinned to this, but if for some reason you can't get to it, let me drop it in there again. I put the thing in there again. So like it's a no-brainer. I think.
Actually, let me give you an asterisk there. It's a brainer. The no-brainers are the people that are willing to cut their price to make a sale.
Yeah.
The brainers are the guy that use their head and walk in with ideas that the other person use and turn into money.
And I've had to do that so many times in my life where it's like, and what I've learned now, I'm 51 years old. I wish I would have learned this a long time ago, but like what I've learned is it's rarely about the price.
Correct.
But that's
you
where
would have paid more money. You would have gladly paid more money.
Yes.
If you understood the outcome.
1,000%. And that's one of the things about Frank Crinitti. You'll get to know this guy. He is like, the dude is legit. But like him and I are partnered on something together. And I was talking about, well, what if we could get a discount on this? And he goes, dude, I don't do coupons. I don't do discounts. I'm going full price. I want the best service. Let's just roll. And guess what? He doesn't get when he's selling cars. He doesn't get price objections ever.
Right.
It's a mindset.
I totally agree. And there's a lot more companies now. I don't know what car he sells, but more and more companies are just going to, this is our price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, Jen just bought a Tesla, and I'll tell you, either you want it or you don't.
Yep.
Those are your two options. I want this. I don't want this.
That's it.
That's it.
Right.
And you buy it in spite of the sales.
Yep.
Literally, they're horrible salespeople.
They are.
And their delivery is worse than their salespeople.
Yeah.
But fucking Tesla, it's it's the best car on the planet.
It's a great car. I agree. I agree with you. So the links.
So go back up my cubbyhole for a little while. Let's do another one next week.
Yeah, let's do
and
it.
Just shoot the brief. We'll pick a topic or two.
Okay.
And we'll try to make something else cool.
Yeah, I'd love to do that, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on and sharing all this. I think that honestly, I think that people are going to be. You're going to change some lives if people get signed up on this. I know it.
The goal will be to change the lives as many as I can in sales over the course of the next decade, and I'm starting with this. I mean, we're rebuilding our studio.
Wow.
To be able to broadcast live events. It ain't easy to do. It's easy to do a podcast on video, but broadcast it? Oh no, baby. You need other shit.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But
we've had our studio now for 20 years.
Wow.
So I know.
If
Is
people,
that amazing or what?
I think if people just, and I know you can't do this, nor would you, but your house.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like
anybody's listening, I'm going to start to offer weekends here in a group, be a dozen people at the most. But come over for a weekend and hang out. And I'll feed you. You fly down, you get yourself a hotel room close by. I'll feed you.
Yeah.
And you'll meet other people that are pretty shaker. And I think that's part of the whole deal is like developing these lifelong friendships with other people and having sit down masterminds. But I think that there's a value to it that I've wanted to share for a long time. I'm library reluctant. I have to vet the people. You're going to have to, if you want to spend a weekend here, you got to apply.
Yeah.
You got to I got to make sure that, you don't do things differently.
Yeah, there's that library is valuable. I've also seen your art.
Well, I'm very fortunate. I'll just say that.
So one thing we didn't talk about, and I just want to, I don't know if you want to bring this up or not, but I don't have a secret way to ask you. So, what Jen was talking about a live audience during these things.
Yeah, if somebody wants, we're having a lottery. Some people want to come to see me do this live. We can only fit about 10 or 15 people in the studio.
Yeah.
So if you want, just email helpme@com and just put down, I want to attend the live event live.
The
And
the
we'll
audio
go
cracked up. It's helpme@gitomer.com.
helpme@gitomer.com.
Okay.
HELPME@gitomer.com.
Okay.
Do I need to crack my audio?
Now I don't know what's going on. It's like crackly or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's showing up on the recording or not, but I hear it live. So
Yeah.
it's all good. We've been on here an hour, and Jeffrey, thank you. I appreciate you coming on, and thank you for putting all this together, because I know how hard you work, and how much you travel, and I mean, dude, you were just here in Ohio yesterday, or this morning.
Yeah, I left at 6:30 this morning.
And you're back
Literally.
in North Carolina. That's crazy, man. So
It's crazy how the world works.
yeah. Well, thank you very much. Everybody click on the link, go over to the website, get signed up. It's the opportunity of your life, and coaching and everything else. I mean, the workbook, everything. So go get signed up, and we will see you guys later. Thank you, Mr. Gitomer.
It's a pleasure, Ken. You take care of yourself.
All right, don't hang up on Skype with me yet. I'll see you guys later. Go click on the link, get signed up. I'll see you on there.